Cherki, Nico and Marmoush all came on. Not much happened in the second half, but the job most definitely was done. So City move within 3 points of Arsenal. They have beaten Fulham here at the Etihad Stadium by 3-0. Okay, let's go back to the studio and we can join Kel.
Good evening, Manchester City fans. Welcome back to Matchday Live, and it is full time in our Premier League clash against Fulham, and it's finished Manchester City 3, Fulham 0. As Alistair Mann said in commentary, it felt like all the work was done in the first half. That's when we got those 3 goals, but we kept the shop shut, kept that clean sheet, and closed the gap on Arsenal to 3 points. I've got Andrée Jeglertz and Michael Brown with me in the studio. Michael Brown, job done, good day at the office, and you even said there at full time it's a really good result on the back of that win at Anfield.
And still Pep wanting a little bit more. We're just seeing there, just saying that we needed something to go for us. And do you know what? That's the winner in him, isn't it? Do you know, like the detail, the demands of the 1% each time to try and drive his team. And as soon as he gets in that dressing room, it'll still be pointing out it was a good result for us. We really needed it. It was convincing, but there was still stuff to learn. But big week of football. The title race is back on. That's what we want to hear. That's what's exciting. Over to Arsenal now. How do they go about it? But a really good night. A little bit of a flat second half, but City were cruising.
Because we were kind of a bit of a flat second half, André, but was that kind of expected? And also City didn't have to do too much because the job was done, as I was saying, in the first half.
Yeah, it's difficult when you are 3 goals up in going into second half, and are you pushing it or are you defending a lead, and it looks like that. And since Fulham didn't really create that much, so it became more of a comfortable second half for the team. And they do it in a good way. Get a lot of substitutions, get some of the playing time on a lot of players, and I think they are quite pleased with that, I think.
How important is that? Because as we know, we've kind of been suffering with injuries recently. It feels the squad's starting to come back to full strength. As you mentioned, we made 5 changes tonight, which is very rare for Pep. Feels as though the squad is coming back to full fitness. How important is that for the back end of the season to have a full squad available, André?
Yeah, they play so many games, so they definitely need the possibility to rotate players. That is one thing. But it's also important for him to be able to make changes during the games. If it's stuck, something is happening, you can have a player that is coming in and changing a result or giving a result in the end. So a lot of things that is good, of course, to have the players back.
There was a slight knock, we think, to Erling Haaland, which he went in at half-time. Omar Mamouche comes on. But I guess that's the point there as well, isn't it? Okay, we lose the big man, but then you've got a prolific goal scorer in Marmoush. Also, we didn't mention him, but John Stones on the bench as well. It does feel, Michael Brown, that we've got the plethora to choose from once again.
Yeah, it was great to see John Stones back in and around it. We had a little look, and Pep had sort of gone, he's closer. He's getting back to fitness. Ruben Diaz starting also. There's competition for places, and that's. Yeah. I think what it also brings, with somebody like John Stones in that dressing room environment. Talked earlier, didn't we, about leaders, about captains. John's been there, done it. Everybody has the utmost for him, and anything he's saying to help the younger players, whether he grabs Nico O'Reilly and says, "You work on that." If he goes to Aït-Nouri, I feel like he can contribute in all ways. So squad's looking a touch better. Yeah. Still waiting for players to get more minutes, and it's a good opportunity there to change things and not take risks.
We covered a lot of the goals in the half-time show. The player who got player of the match here inside the stadium was Nico O'Reilly. Now, it's kind of been his coming-of-age season in a way, André. Came into the fold at left-back, played his career at the academy in centre-mid, centre-attacking mid. But now in that central midfield role, he was playing in there at Anfield, there again tonight. Feels like he's almost undroppable at the moment. What did you enjoy about his performance tonight?
No, I think it's you can see that he is also enjoying having a lot of players around him, because he's a good combination player and finding spaces together with other players and I think that's to have those kind of players is fantastic as a coach also. So I like his playing and moving, just looking around, checking his shoulder. where can I find space to receive the ball in. So yeah, I like his way of playing.
Do you know what he's got? He's got a bit of an edge.
Yeah.
And I know it's like a bit of a swagger. He's like a young footballer. He's making it, but he's also, with that, he believes in his own ability. But on the pitch, he's quite composed. So I think he's set up nicely.
Yeah.
And because he's got into the full-back role, he's managed to drift in, drift out, and into the midfield areas. He's managed to just get on with his job, play more minutes, see the games, not be fazed by situations. And his natural position was always in there.
Yeah.
And I feel like the stats, the way he takes the ball, I just think he's balanced well. He can drift into areas, he gets his arm out, you can't take it off him. He's got ability now to drift forward, and lovely left foot. I think he's getting better all the way.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned, keeping players out. Another fantastic young talent coming through for City.
Yeah, I feel like he's played his way maybe into the England World Cup squad as well. André, is that quite beneficial for younger players? Because I think Phil Foden, when he was coming through, everyone always said his best position's in the middle, but we'd see him either out wide on the right or on the left. Nico was a centre midfielder, but got minutes at left back. Is that a good experience just for young players to, one, get minutes on the pitch, but understand the system in the game a little better?
Yeah, I think that's a very important thing when you also educate younger players to be able to play in different positions. Today, just looking at the team today, the players are switching, ending up in different spaces, and if you have been in those in younger years already, you have been exposed for it. So I think that's a very important thing for young players, to be able to be versatile. You can play on the right side, you can play on the left, you can play in the middle. And I think that's something that we definitely, I also prioritize when I talk to players.
There is one thing though. Do you know, for England, he's got in by being a left back.
Yeah.
Because that's the position. He's always like, Pep, I'm not so sure if I want to go in there for too long. Because I've got a massive summer if I can fix this position. It's a big call for him, isn't it? He will go and play anywhere. But if you're Thomas Tuchel, then you sort of go, well, I need a specialist left back. Do I go somewhere else?
Yeah. It does make it, I guess, but you say, and whatever I'm doing, as long as I'm working hard and putting it all out there, then that kind of answers the question maybe. But well, hopefully Tuchel will just say, you're in the squad.
He's playing so well. Do you know, if he plays for Manchester City right till the end of the season, all these big games,
he's in,
he's there, isn't he?
100%.
So,
yeah.
It could be a lot worse.
Yes, yeah.
So
if he was
for his long-term career,
yes,
rather than just one summer tournament, it is a good position for him, isn't it? If he plays either or, midfield really would be his long-term goal, if that's a possibility.
On that fluidity as well, because you spoke about as well, that's kind of been a little bit within our women's team as well, that we're finding, plan B or plan C. For Fulham and for any opposition, it's so hard to play against. We were talking about as well the way Bernardo was dragging players out of position. It feels is that more or less impossible to defend against when you're a Fulham or...
But it's also demanding more from the players, because it's about relationship and understanding each other, understanding what we are looking for, and I think that it takes longer time. But when it really are doing things, it clicks and get things together, it's very difficult to defend, because you can't play man-to-man football, and if you're defending in a zone, suddenly you have two players in the same area. So no matter what, you can expose the opponent. But it's also challenging for the team that plays like that, because you need to know what your teammates are thinking.
Yes.
So it takes a little bit longer time, but also, I would say also for a player, I think it's more fun to play that kind of football.
For sure.
Because you have more freedom in it.
And that is where, Michael, when Pepper's mentioned, he's still getting to know the players himself, players are getting to know each other, that is why this is a team still in its infancy, because, they've got, a lot of them haven't even had a full season together yet to implement that way of playing.
How would you know Pep's way? And a Pep's way that's now transitioning to something else.
It's something different, yeah.
From more back to front, quicker, more intensity, go off the shoulder, getting balls in behind, which allows the counter-attack against you.
Yeah.
Which fully we know that's the one thing Pep doesn't like, that transition where he doesn't have the control. But he looks at his team, he looks at what he can really get the best out of him? How can he get to the top of the league? If they to win a title when he's gone and changed the team, he will say this is one of his biggest this season.
Yeah.
He will say after what he's gone through and what he's changed, this will be one of his biggest achievements.
Yeah.
He probably never thought really that he could definitely go and win it. He would always aim to.
Yes.
But he'd probably he'd have looked at Liverpool at the start of the season. He'd have gone, right, who are they signing? Really? Or I'm not sure we can catch them. I might be able to put Manchester City in a great position to win it the year after. So we're always learning, aren't we, from the...
Yeah. And we're always hoping, Michael Brown. You never know. This could still be his biggest achievement.
We're always hoping.
The gap's only 3 points
And we're just waiting to see if you're going to be honest about the fortune cookies.
Yeah.
Because to your right-hand side, is that how you won the tracksuit? Did you win it in there or not?
I listen.
Because there's 5 or 6. The viewers need to know, right? Because those poor people at half-time, one won nothing, one won a programme and he'd already bought one.
Listen.
We got to improve the prizes because you've got all the ones with the prizes. Look how many empty wrappers are
As I always don't.
And you won a tracksuit.
Don't talk to me. Talk to the staff behind the camera. You blame the producers.
You're controlling this.
Can't get
the presenter.
It'll be fed back.
Control it all.
We'll feed it back. Don't you worry.
Give some back to the fans, Kel. Leave a bit in.
I do give back to the fans, just not when it's a nice, year at the horse tracksuit top. Let's go pitch side. Alistair Mann and Kit Simons can give us their full-time thoughts.
Thanks, Kel. Yeah, City 3, Fulham 0, as it was at half-time. Myself and Kit describing the action to you. Kit, how would you describe that second half?
I think it was a professional performance. I think Pep will be quite pleased with it. It wasn't sparkling by any chance, but any stretch of the imagination. But at 3-0 up, it didn't have to be. It was professional. There were not many chances for either team. But again, I think City will be quite pleased with that. Didn't exert too much energy. So I think it wasn't an awful lot of excitement or goal-mouth chances, but a very solid professional performance.
You could see how much the clean sheet meant to the defenders, couldn't you?
Absolutely. There's high fives going on for every sort of tackle, every block. And that's really healthy. That's a positive thing to see, I think, when defenders, your forwards obviously celebrate goals and things, but it's good for the defenders to celebrate like tackles and ultimately clean sheets. And listen, that's what title defences are built on. Or title challenges. So hopefully there's a few more of them as well.
Absolutely. How difficult is it to control a game like City did in that second half?
Well, it's been sort of our Achilles heel really, the second half of games. We played very well in the first half, but then allowed teams back into it second half. We didn't have to create as much because we were only 3-0 up at half time, but we stopped Fulham creating. So I think it'll be very pleasing for Pep, and it took a lot of hard work to do because Fulham had nothing to lose second half. They had a bit more of a go, but City, there were hardly any chances in the half at all from either team. So City managed to control that aspect of it very well.
A couple of injuries there, we're not sure the extent of them, but the fact that so many of the bench came on, there's pluses in that too, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with so many substitutions made in the second half as well, it stops the flow of the game. But the City substitutions, I felt, certainly didn't hamper City at all, and in some aspects maybe made it look stronger. The Fulham ones, they made attacking changes, tried to brighten things up, but didn't really make any difference because City defended so well. So, even the substitutions worked in City's favour, I think.
Just one final thought then. How do you see this title race now? Obviously, they're back within 3. Arsenal's game in hand is tomorrow, but how do you see it?
Arsenal will still be favourites for sure, without a doubt, but just the fact, it looked a couple of weeks ago like it was pretty much done and dusted. Now, Pep has said about City's inconsistencies, and the inconsistencies will stop you winning the title. Now, today, we didn't see that. Like I say, very good first half, created a lot of chances, scored 3 goals. Second half, we didn't let Fulham back into it. So I think you'll be pleased with the all-round 90 minutes today. That's a title challenging team. So, yeah, we're certainly in the fight. A lot of big games to come. Arsenal got some difficult matches. It's all to play for, certainly.
Thank you very much. The thoughts there of my co-commentator today, Kit Simons. City winning by 3-0, taking their half-time lead to full-time. Back to you, Kel.
Let's see what that does then to the Premier League table. This suddenly looks, I mean, it's still all very, very tight. Aston Villa with a late winner means that they stay hot on our heels there, only 3 points behind us. Obviously, Arsenal with a game in hand. They play tomorrow evening against Brentford, 8 p.m. kickoff. Michael Brown, it's still all very, close and a lot to play for.
It looks a lot healthier tonight, doesn't it?
It does indeed, than where it was.
Going right 9 points. And it's pressure on. But Brentford going very, very well under Keith Andrews, surprising so many. Is it one game too far from where they'll have the confidence, they'll have the belief, winning away from home? It's a game Arsenal will fancy, but the pressure's getting there. Aston Villa are doing very, very well.
Yeah.
A really slow start. I'm looking at those, and we're not really taking them serious. When you look at Arsenal, have got to come here. I think we've got to start at this, at some point, taking them serious, that they're right in the mix. Resurgence of a few other clubs around there, Kel. But,
yes.
Chelsea slipping up yesterday. Liverpool just look like they're taking the lead now at this moment in time. So it's exciting. Everton were looking good and pushing. I think it's fantastic. Right at the bottom, we're looking this sort of that time now when the midweeks come in. Get some wonderful scores, and that causes problems right throughout the league.
And as we say, there's still a long way to go, André. But even if you just plant a seed, Arsenal are very much will be focusing on what we need to do. But it does just ask the question of them if you've closed the gap from 6 to 3 a little bit.
Yeah, of course, and also play the day before. I think it pushes them a little bit of having a feeling that, okay, we need to win. They won yesterday, so yeah, it's a good result.
It's a good result indeed.
They've got the North London derby after that as well.
They do indeed.
Might be a new manager bounce at Spurs.
New manager bounce
we will
back.
See.
Next up, Salford City in the FA Cup. I'll be with you for that this Saturday, 3 p.m. Those of you might remember we faced them in this cup last year, third round. Huge score, 8-0. We spoke about 5 subs there. You'd think there'll be changes and a chance to refresh it up, give players
Carl
a rest.
Robinson's not forgot, the Salford manager.
No,
It's great to come and have a nice time, he said. But as we talked about earlier, about people coming with their team to be brave, to try and set up. You might think about it slightly different, but how many changes does the manager make? I think that's something that gives the opponents a possibility. You go as strong as you can. It's too much here.
Yeah.
Different if you're going away in the cup, but still surprises happen. It's the amazing tournament for what it is, and you can never underestimate anything. A player mistake or some things of a unbelievable performance of players really raising the game in this one.
And just from a manager's point of view. Pep spoke about, and it's great then we can have momentum, you're playing every 3 days, you keep on going, but he says what maybe City have missed a little bit with a younger squad is time on the training pitch. We play now Salford on Saturday, then I think it's 7 or 8 days off till the next game. It is, I guess, invaluable for a coach, that time on I know it's an obvious thing to ask, but I think we forget as fans, that makes such a difference when you're bringing in new players.
Yes, of course, it does. But at the same time, they have been playing a lot, so they probably also need a couple of days off.
Yeah.
So there is this balance also. It's maybe more important to have fresh players than have more time on a pitch sometimes. Yeah.
Bernardo might get 3 or 4 days off. He's done really well.
Well, that man deserves.
So he could be like, after tonight, it could be see you Monday.
Yeah.
And then a full week on the training pitch, really for the closers. Look to, if it's going to be where we start to split strikers, or if he's going to try and bring the midfielders in, that now what he sets up, what he delivers, is going to be the one that breaks him.
Yeah.
Breaks everything to go and do it. So he will want to get that in. He normally feeds it a little bit each week because you've got a midweek game. He probably, he could really go strong on that early on in the week, get the understanding, get a full belief, like a full reset.
Yeah.
Ready for the games, and you can already see them coming.
And all the ones thereafter. Yeah. And of course, in the WSL, André, we're going to be, of course, with you and supporting on Friday against Leicester. How are you feeling about that game, but also as well, it's into the business end of the season now for you and the girls?
Yeah, really. Of course, looking forward after the game against Arsenal a couple of days ago. With the performance and result that we were not really pleased with. So this game comes quickly, it's a quick turnaround and really it's a very motivated team that really feels, okay, now let's bounce back against Leicester on Friday. So excited about that, of course.
And I guess then as well, obviously with the final, well, there's still a few games to go. Is the motivation, let's build up some momentum again, as you had going into the Chelsea game, and even Arsenal aside, keep that going till the end of the season, I guess, is the target.
Yeah, and I think that there is nothing lost. I think that we have been very strong in that during the whole season, and I'm not worried about that. I'm pretty sure that also we get a good flow in the game, and also having the patience, because we play a totally different kind of opponent, Leicester against the last game against Arsenal. So patience will be a key thing for us to don't be stressed. So yeah, hopefully it's going.
How did you take the defeats? Do you know, are you one of those who goes away, can't get it out? Are you a positive, like, get back on the training ground, get out of the way quick, move on? Because there's a mix, isn't there? Or is it different times?
I'm more that one that let's move on.
Let's go.
But of course, I analyze it and think what could we have done different. And so it's almost like you can lose, but you can lose in different ways. And in this game, I think that we didn't reach the performance. We lost against Chelsea a couple of weeks ago in Cup also, but then the performance was great, so it was easier.
Yeah.
But now felt almost like, well, we were not really there. So that also means that, okay, then we can't do that much about it, and just moving on. So
we'll ask the girls if he's telling the truth or not. Whether
next time we get them in, we'll get the scoop.
We'll say,
probably.
He never moved on to that.
He still talks about it.
I will do that if there's anybody saying too much. Then I will say that.
I want to say, André, it's been an absolute pleasure and privilege to have you on the show. Thank you so much this evening. Everyone's absolutely loved it. Michael Brown, you weren't so bad yourself.
Thanks
as well.
very much.
Always a privilege. Thank you very much.
We
got another 3 points in the bag, 3-0 against Fulham, and we will be back, of course, on Saturday for our FA Cup round against Salford City. Now, for all our fans in China or around the world who are celebrating the Lunar New Year, wishing you a very happy Year of the Horse. I'll see you on Saturday. Enjoy the rest of the week. Good night.